My name is Dr. Wendy Walsh. I'm a single mother. I'm a professor of psychology, and I've had a 20-year career in the television business. For the last 10 years, I've been a frequent television commentator on many networks. Early in 2013, a regular segment was created for me on the O'Reilly Factor every Thursday. The segment was called Are We Crazy? And we talked about the issues of the day and analyzed it psychologically. I assumed this was a kind of audition segment, as I was expected to show up at 1 p.m. every Thursday. In the segment, I would usually appear from the Fox News studio in Los Angeles, and Mr. Bill O'Reilly appeared from New York City, and another psychologist from San Diego. 3 weeks after I began the segment, my dreams came true. I received an email from Mr. O'Reilly's assistant asking me to join him for dinner in Los Angeles. I was really excited. My answer was absolutely, because this confirmed to me that this was a business dinner and he was going to have a job offer for me. At the dinner, at the restaurant at the Bel Air Hotel, he told me early in the dinner that he thought I was a very beautiful woman. And he also told me very quickly, I had planned to talk about career at Fox, to talk about being a paid contributor, and he brought it up right away. He said, Roger Ailes is a very good friend of mine, you're doing a great job for us so far, and we would like to make you a paid contributor. He complimented me on my work that I'd done so far, and he assured me that Roger Ailes would sign off and I would be a paid contributor. I was delighted about this because I'm a single mom. I have a child on the autism spectrum. Her educational needs are a little bigger than my budget can afford, so I needed another job, in this gig economy. So when dinner was finished, he simply said, let's get out of here. I assumed he meant that we should move to the bar to continue our conversation about my career at Fox News. And for those of you who know the configuration of the Bel Air Hotel, when you leave the restaurant, if you turn to the right, you'll walk past the hostess stand, you're walking towards the bedrooms. If you turn to the left, you're walking towards the bar. And a funny thing happened. The two of us walked past the hostess stand, and he walked to the right, and I walked to the left. And we got like 10 feet away from each other, walking away from each other. And then both of us turned around like, where'd he go? Where'd she go? And so he caught up with me and said, no, come back to my suite. At that point, I'm a woman of a certain age. I've had situations like this in my life. I knew how to behave. And I simply said, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And he immediately got defensive and said, what do you mean? You think I'm going to attack you or something? And I said, no, Bill, we're both raising teenage daughters. I think it's important that we model good choices for our kids. So he went, all right, if you want to. So we went to the bar, and as soon as we got to the bar, of course, it was the night before the Academy Awards. It was very busy, the bar at the Bel Air Hotel. I felt bad because maybe he wanted to talk privately about business, and it was noisy, and we were seated right beside the piano, but he got very hostile very quickly. He told me flat out, forget any career advice I gave you. He told me, he complained about I ordered a soda water, and he complained about the cost of the soda water, and said, I wonder what they're charging for a cup of water here. He told me my bag was ugly, because that's the ugliest bag I've ever seen. I don't know, being a psychologist, I overanalyze, so I'm like, was he calling me an ugly bag at that point? I don't know. So, where am I? I was 2 pages ahead now, Lisa.
You're doing great.
As the weeks progressed, our small talk off air stopped abruptly. I emailed him to follow up. I did what so many women do. I'm going to kiss the hand of the big dog, not sexually, not flirtatiously. I contacted his secretary, sent her some book ideas for research for one of his upcoming books, talked about how he's a history buff. I have a friend who's actually 95 years old and very smart, and maybe he should meet him. And he said, sure. So it was all very nice, flattering. But I could feel him getting colder and more distant, and with every appearance, my job opportunities at Fox getting further and further away from me. The last time I saw him, I was actually in New York on book tour, so I was on his set live. And he wasn't talking to me, we were being mic'd, and he was just down looking at his script. And it was I think the first time I'd ever been in his physical presence since that night. And he looked up from his scripts, and he said, when are you leaving? And that was the last words he ever said to me. He caught himself because everyone looked at him like, where'd that come from out of the blue? And he said, didn't you say you were going on vacation or something? And then very soon after, he had the executive producer of the show call me and say that they're going to take a break from the segment for a little while, but they'd start up again later. Well, they did with the other psychologist, but not me. But I knew it was coming. I just expected that he would get over it and he would behave like a professional. We could both be professionals and we could get back to the business talk. I want you to know that I didn't go forward with any kind of sexual harassment claim because, first of all, I didn't know that you can be sexually harassed if you're a job applicant. I thought you had to be an employee. I just didn't know. The other thing is that my teenage daughter was about to submit a whole bunch of college applications, and I didn't want a day like this to happen when she had applications in. She's since got in Harvard. So, hey, I'm not litigious. I don't want any money. There's no lawsuit. It's just authentic honesty. I'm just a single mom who wanted to work, and that's what happened to me.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.